If you only knew the significance behind the numbers 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. If you wish to discover the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. As you can see, both of these quotes are very similarly related to each other. One quote talks about the secrets of the universe. One quote emphasizes the numbers 3, 6, and 9. The other quote emphasizes energy, frequency, and vibration. Both of these quotes come from the same person. That person is Nikola Tesla. Now, if you don't know Nikola Tesla, he was a genius inventor from the late 1800s. He created the alternating current system, which is the reason why you have electricity in your home. Now, Nikola Tesla was a genius. He knew everything about energy, frequency, and vibration, and he was obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the significance behind the numbers 3, 6, and 9, why he was so obsessed with these numbers, how it's related to energy, frequency, and vibration, and how you can use all of this to create and manifest the reality that you desire, become whoever you desire to be, through the 369 manifestation method. Now, if you do not know me, my name is David Kasneci. I'm the author and creator of the series Project 369. Project 369 is a series of workbooks inspired by Nikola Tesla, his obsession with 369, his obsession with energy, frequency, and vibration, and it's also inspired by my own obsession of spirituality, psychology, neuroscience, and the nature of reality. It's all about consciousness, and it helps people reprogram their subconscious minds. It helps people realize their true nature, their true essence, as spiritual, eternal creators that they are, and it helps people become the ones that they desire to be and manifest and create the lives that they desire to live. Now, since we started selling our books, there have been hundreds of different imitations out there. The imitations are basically just blank journals that are just scratching the surface level, telling you what I'm about to tell you in this video. So if the book does not look like this, it is not coming from us. And the book has a lot of information in there and a lot of knowledge that can really change your life. So if you want our book directly, go to project369.com or 369project.com. Now I'm going to start with the significance behind the numbers 3, 6, and 9. So Nikola Tesla was obsessed with these numbers. He used to walk around a building 3 times before he entered it. He used to wash his dishes with 18 napkins. And if we take the digital root of 18, we get 1 plus 8, which equals 9. And he only stayed in hotel rooms that were divisible by 3. Tesla actually died in room 3327. And if we take 3327, we get 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7, it equals 15. If we take that digital root, we get 1 plus 5, it equals 6. Now, the reason why he was so obsessed with these numbers is because he knew that they were directly correlated to energy, frequency, and vibration. And as a result, he was tapping into a different dimension. He escaped the 3D world and tapped into the very essence that creates the 3D world. And this is how he realized all of his inventions. He had to go within, into his imagination, fully realize all of his inventions before he actually manifested them in form. And he said that as a quote. He said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, aka the superconscious mind, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know it exists." And he also said, "My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get a new idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination and make improvements and operate the device in my mind. When I have gone so far as to embody everything in my invention, every possible improvement I can think of, and when I see no fault anywhere, I put into concrete form the final product of my brain." And the last quote that I want to share with you is, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." Now, as you can see, he wasn't just this crazy genius inventor. No, he knew what he was doing. He was way ahead of his time, and we're just not realizing that imagination really does create reality, that there is not one thing in this outer world that exists without first existing right here within our imagination. All things come from the imagination. The imagination is the electrical conduit through which all manifestation must pass. And now let's discuss how manifestation, which is in essence creation, is related to the numbers 3, 6, and 9, and how this process of manifesting through our imagination into this physical reality is also directly correlated to the numbers 3, 6, and 9. So let's start off with creation. all creation, at least life, right? It starts with one cell. And that one cell, the way that it evolves and creates is by replicating and duplicating itself. So each cell starts with the number 1 and it duplicates itself. And we get 1, and then 2, and then 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then 32, and then so on it goes. Now, when we look at the digital root of these numbers, and the digital root, I'll explain again, is adding up all of the single digits within the sequence of a number until you reach a final single digit, you will get the following numbers indefinitely: 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. What numbers are missing? The numbers 3, 6, and 9. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 do not exist in this sequence. So all of creation is built upon the numbers 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, and 3, 6, and 9 do not exist within the sequence of these numbers. Why doesn't it exist? Well, let's do the same exact thing, the same exact duplication process as we did with the number 1, with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. And we're going to start off with 3. So starting off with 3, we get 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, and then so on it goes. Now let's take the digital root of these numbers as we did in the first process. If we take the digital root of all of these numbers, we will get the numbers 3 and 6 indefinitely. Now, if we repeat this process with the number 6, we're going to get the same exact thing, just because we've already duplicated 3 and we got 6. So it's going to lead to the same results. But now let's do this process one more time with the number 9. And now if we duplicate the number 9, we get 9, 18, 36, 72, and then so on and so forth that it goes. Now let's take the digital root of the number 9. We will get a digital root of 9 indefinitely. Now, how is this related to energy, frequency, and vibration? Well, as you can see, 9 represents itself. What is the only thing that can represent itself? Consciousness, energy, spirit, creator. That's the only thing that can represent itself. So the number 9 symbolizes energy. Now 6 symbolizes vibration. And 3 symbolizes frequency. So 9 is the source of this energy. 9 is the source of all creation, all life. 6 is the vibration of this energy. And 3 is the particular frequency through which this energy is vibrating at, which manifests all form. So 3, 6, and 9 is the electrical conduit through which all manifestation must also pass. Now, if we take a look at this and relate it to imagination, when we have no thought, our mind is still and static. It's pure awareness. The core of mind is awareness. The essence of mind is pure awareness. However, when we begin thinking of a thought, our mind starts vibrating. And when we emotionally charge this thought, we create the particular frequency through which our mind is vibrating at. Because the thought creates the feeling, and the feeling also creates the thought. So thought without feeling is nothing, and there is no thought without feeling. And that's why when you're doing the duplication process of 3 and 6, those two are so closely similar and related to each other, because frequency and vibration are ultimately the same thing. There is no such thing as just vibration. It must have a particular frequency, but 3 is the frequency. 3 is that last step that creates all form, that manifests everything. Okay, so what does this even mean then? Well, this means that you're a creator. This means that you create reality through your imagination, through the process of turning energy into a particular vibration. You do that not only through your mind, but in this physical realm right here, because that's where it's all manifested at the end of the day. So this is where the 369 manifestation method comes into play. Now, how do you do the 369 manifestation method? And I'm just going to take it from our book. So the first step is knowing what you want. And without actually knowing what you want, you can't think of anything. You can't go anywhere. You can't evolve into anything. You can't create anything, right? So you have to know what you want to create before you can actually create it and manifest it. Now, once you know what you want to cultivate a burning desire for its attainment. You want to cultivate a desire to evolve into that being, to create that particular reality. Now, once you cultivate a burning desire, what you want to do is you want to take out a sheet of paper, take out my workbook, and you want to write it down 3 times in the morning as though you already have it, as though that desire is already attained, as though you have already manifested it, using I am, I have, affirming that reality exists right here, right now, as though it's already done, right? And then after you do it 3 times in the morning, which this is utilizing that 3, you want to visualize yourself already receiving this desire. You want to visualize yourself already living this reality, already being the one that you desire to be. And you want to emotionally charge this mental image, which is the final step. So you're utilizing these numbers, 3, 6, and 9, to actually create and manifest your reality, not only through the creation process of your imagination, but also through the energy, frequency, and vibration, through the actual expression of it. So you know what you want, you cultivate a burning desire, you write it down 3 times in the morning, you visualize it, you emotionally charge this mental image. You want to repeat this process 6 times in the afternoon and 9 times at night. Now it's very important that you concentrate on this process. If there is something that is preventing you from tapping into the feelings of already being this person, of already living that reality, discover what limiting belief is in the way. Go back to when that limiting belief occurred for the first time in your life, whoever programmed this limiting belief or whatever exists, right? And you want to let go by forgiving them. You want to let go of this belief. Just discover it. That's it. And then you move forward. You forgive that person. You see that person's innocence. You forgive yourself. You see your own innocence. You're like, well, I was an innocent child maybe, and I accepted this as true. I didn't know any better. And that person also accepted it maybe as an innocent child. They didn't know any better. They taught you what they were taught. And that's been going on for generations and generations until someone finally steps in and says, this isn't for me. This is a limiting belief. I want to create something new. I want to believe something new. I want to feel something new. I want to think something new. The discovery process of your limiting beliefs is very important, but you don't want to dwell on that. You don't want to dwell in your past. You don't want to ruminate over these things. You just want to move forward with a confident expectation. Because you are an infinite creator, in essence. That's you. You are consciousness, pure consciousness. You're not that state of consciousness, the conditioned consciousness that has been indoctrinated into all these different belief systems since birth. You're not that. You're the very consciousness that's observing, directing, operating, all of that. You're the creator of that all, and you're able to recreate anything that you desire. After this, you want to repeat that process 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. You want to make sure that you can fully believe, you can fully feel these feelings. You can put as much sensory vividness as possible in this imaginary state, in this mental image. You want to experience it as a reality. Don't pay attention to what your outer world is telling you. Withdraw from the world. Take your attention completely away from it. Because within your imagination is contained the eternal now, the place where all possibilities exist right here, right now. And your imagination transcends this time-space matrix. It transcends space and time because you can make the future a present fact right here, right now through your imagination by visualizing it and feeling it to be true. So you don't need to wait for anything. You make the change within your imagination, and that change must take place in your outer world. It's law. This is how things work. This is how all manifestation occurs. Now, 9 times at night is the most important because 9 signifies the most important number, which is the very source, the very energy that you create from. You're not something that occupies energy. No, you are pure energy, and you create and express this energy and manifest with this energy. So at night, your brain waves are operating in alpha theta. This is the time when you're very relaxed, where you're just resting. And this is also the time where your subconscious mind is getting impressed by your conscious mind. So those thoughts that you're thinking at night before going to sleep, because your subconscious mind is being impressed through these different mental attitudes, through whatever feelings you're feeling, through whatever thoughts that you're thinking, it's predetermining your entire next day. And in the morning, you're going to have that same mental attitude. You're going to have those same thoughts, those same feelings, those same maybe worries and fears and doubts, whatever it may be. Or you could have that strong belief in yourself if you consciously impress your subconscious mind during these times when your brain waves are in alpha theta and you're relaxed and you're about to go to sleep. So if you consciously impress your subconscious mind through imagining, visualizing, and emotionally charging this mental image, guess what's going to happen? You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to fully believe in that reality. You're going to operate from that reality. You're not just going to think of it, you're going to operate from it. That means those thoughts, those feelings, those choices that are in alignment with that reality are going to be made the following day. And as you continue doing this with repetition, right, biologically speaking, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. Those new neural pathways are strengthening every single time you do this process. As they strengthen more and more, it starts to become automatic. As your subconscious mind gets impressed more and more, your subconscious mind handles everything for you. You're not going to have to do this anymore. You're going to wake up one morning and be living in that reality. You're going to wake up in the morning as the one that you desire to be by visualizing yourself as this person and feeling yourself to be this person. This is the 369 manifestation method. This is how it works. If you want to get our book, I highly recommend it. I'm also a little bit biased. It's my book. And I put a lot of effort. I put a lot of energy into this book because it's basically all these different books that you see in the background. That's what I do. I connect the dots. This is what I love doing. This is what I live for. And I love seeing results. People have manifested some miracles, things that are otherworldly, things that are not normal, things that are unbelievable to the average individual. However, I'm not the average individual, and I assume you're not also the average individual. Now, I thank you so much for being here. I hope this video really helped you, and I hope you gain some true wisdom and knowledge, and I hope you create the reality of your dreams. Let us keep creating.